I wake up to, like, you know, blood in my bed. Like, I had to go speak to a pharmacist because they were like, what the fuck have you been given? Going home and like just bawling my eyes out, just going, fuck, like, am I really that bad? Wasn't sure if I'd make it.
Doctor said it was impossible until we did it. We treated topical steroid withdrawal and gave Ben his life back. He had eczema since birth. He was on topical steroids for 15 years. When he saw me, he was on the edge of life and death. Literally. He said our work together would be his last hope. I did everything possible, and thankfully, he made it out. And we fixed it. There is still more work to do, but we gave him his life back, and we treated TSW. I hope this story gives you hope that there is a way out. Don't do it alone. Reach out for support. Because if Ben didn't, you wouldn't be here. If you need guidance and support with your skin and TSW challenges, reach out to Ben or I. We'd love to help. If you need guidance through your skin or TSW challenges, reach out to Ben or I. We're here to help.
So my friend, I mean, look at you.
Oh, bro, yeah. Crazy, huh? Literally crazy. There's like nothing. Switch in, that's the skin biopsy. That was the skin prick testing day when they tested all my allergens. Got all that. Got the consult video with you that first day in November. Fucking like all just fucking red everywhere. Got, this was, yeah, 5th of December, the blurry photo, but you can just see like fucking chaotically red. Look at that, bro, like, yeah, fucked. More red everywhere. That was in the new place, still pretty red. That was when I was like, oh god, I hadn't even started weighing myself. I reckon I was just thin as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, we started to see progress.
Yeah, it has, and then yeah, this was all the peeling and stuff. So when they're like, oh, I don't think it was topical steroid withdrawal, it's just eczema. I'm like, the fuck's this? Like, this ain't is this eczema? I'm like, all that peeling and like bloodied skin. I'm like, that ain't eczema. Sorry. I haven't even showed Alex Gin the derm this. I'm like, man, that's not eczema. So yeah, it seems so long ago. Like, it actually doesn't seem like me. You know what I mean? Like, you just like refuse to believe it's you.
Let's have a look at the old you.
Fuck, dude, have a look.
Yeah, it's gnarly, man.
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at the difference.
And that's January.
Can
it's
you
3 months.
What the fuck?
Crazy, right? There you go. Yeah, it's not. This is just eczema. Just eczema. Like, nah, bro, it's not just eczema. That was before I went out for dinner with my mum. I was like,
You're being pretty self-conscious.
Oh man, massively. Look, but like, you'd wake up like that and you'd scratch and just blood. I remember the worst day. One of the worst days was like every day I had to clean my bed. It was just blood on my sheets,
really?
pillows every day because in my sleep I'd scratch and yeah, just literally leaking, bro. Like leaking. I can't. Yeah, crazy. It's sort of like if you have like 10 pieces of paper and you run a freaking knife through them, it'll cut through 2 or 3. It won't cut through all 10. I had like 1 sheet of paper.
Right.
So every time I'd scratch, just blood. It just split. It
Really? It was that weak and sensitive?
That thin. It was just thin. It's a very odd feeling. I think it's something that you've got to like obviously experience, but I wouldn't put. I've got some hatred for some people, and I wouldn't put them through it. Like I couldn't. It's crazy, man. It is crazy. And the only reason I came back was like because I needed help. Like I didn't know who else to see, to go to, and it wasn't the coaching to get bigger, stronger, and fitter. It was I'm in Struggle Street here. I don't have any other options here. Like, you're the last person I can come to. Kind of, that's how dire the situation was for me. And yeah, it wasn't a, oh, I want to work with you. It's, you're the only person I can come to with who I think could help me or know someone who could help me.
Why did you think that and feel that?
You always said, like, you always mentioned to me that it was, you know, skin health, gut health, like, you've cleared your stuff, you've worked with people, like, you'd hook me with, like, some of the social media stuff or client transformations and being, oh, you know, like, if you want to feel free of skin and everything, and be yourself, and, you know, I just hadn't had that feeling, and I was like, fuck, like, if you don't know, I think you'll be able to find the information to get me the help I need. And it was like, yeah, I've got to, well, yeah, as I said, like, it was, I didn't have any other option. I'd made up my mind. But the other, you know, the two options I had was take my last chance here, or, you know, not be here at all. And yeah, it was my last chance. Yeah, that's.
Why do you feel like it was your last chance, man? Like how long had it been going on for you to get to that point?
That was late November. It'd been like 6 weeks, about 6 weeks of just like genuine hell. Like, no sleep, red flushes, couldn't train.
Now, when you say no sleep, what do you actually mean?
I was awake like every hour of every night for 6 weeks at this stage, and then yeah, for another 2 months after that. Like, it was sleeping 2-3 hours a night, and then that was at the stage when I started that really thin skin. So, like, I'd wake up to, like, you know, blood in my bed, skin flakes everywhere, and I was like, have to get up and have a shower at night to cool down. So yeah, when I mean like no sleep, there was like 2 to max 3 hours for mid-October through to, you know, about mid-Jan. My body refused to fall asleep, stay asleep. I'd actually got to a stage I'd fall asleep out of just exhaustion. Sometimes I couldn't get through.
Or just during the day?
Yeah, like, I'd get home from work and then just bang, done for.
How often would that happen?
Every day. So I'd work, I'd get home, like, what time would I get home? Like 2, 3, 4 o'clock. And then, yeah, when I'd get home, I'd just lay in bed, get a couple hours of sleep, because that's all I could grab. And it was just exhaustion, and then wake up tired, and then try and go back to work next day, and just being constant lethargy. Couldn't do it.
How did you... I know some of the answers here, but I want to hear it from your words. Like, how did you get here? How did we get here to this point where it's this severe?
I guess when I look back, it was naive on me not to pick up on things as they were happening. It was like, if there were issues, it was a tablet, it was a cream, it wasn't addressing the underlying root cause, and then it just reached a pretty extreme tipping point for me where it wasn't. I was out of options. Nothing was working. I was taking some strong immune suppressants, and my immune system was going berserk still. And yeah, nothing worked. So that feeling of helplessness probably made the condition even worse, because, like, you've tried everything that everyone's told you to do, and you get zero, and it's like, well, shit. What next? If you've tried everything, what do you do next? And that's where I was at, man. That's where I was at.
What did you do next?
Well, originally, because it was funny, I sort of was like hesitant to go back to you at the start, being like, oh, are you going to be mad at me because I've let all these issues slide and, like, not picked up on it? So that's why I started with just, I'll just do bloods with you, because, like, hopefully it was a small thing. It's just eczema, right? So it's like, cool, hopefully it's just, you know, low iron, low zinc, low something. It's like, yeah, blood work analysis will do it. And then I remember I was just going through the pricings of everything, and I was like, oh, I may as well just do coaching. It'll be cheaper in the interim. And yeah, like, that was it. It was just sort of a last help call.
Can you imagine if we just did that one-off consult and then you would just be like, this didn't work?
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know if you would have allowed it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think you would have allowed me to go away from it, just a one-off consult with what I was going through.
Yeah.
Because it all would have come out eventually. But yeah, I'm sort of scared to think about what would have happened if I didn't take the route I did.
Well, I want to see this because I haven't looked at this since.
Fucking cheaper, I'll do that one tomorrow.
Do you know where
Yeah, sorry.
get more emotional?
I miss work, I miss clients sometimes, yeah, it's been challenging.
Yeah, so that's it. How is it impacting your life? Like, your work? Your day-to-day ability to coach people, make money and show up?
Yeah, it was because that was that was the time I also stepped out. I resigned from managing, so I resigned from a full-time wage, and then I'd started contracting. So I had to rock up. Otherwise, I would have used all my leave, and I would have hidden away. I would have hidden for a month or two. I had to, like, I literally had to make money to buy supplements, to buy coaching, to do all these. I had to rock up, and like, I guess it was hard because like you work in a gym with mirrors, and it's like I saw like my skin at the start of the day, and then towards the end of the day, just redness, peeling, bleeding. Clients ask me like, "What's going on, man? Like, you alright? Like, you know, is everything okay? You want to go home? Like, you know, your skin's a bit red." Like, and that they meant it through absolute goodwill, and like, you know, looked out for me and was helping me. People at work, you know, have you seen a doctor? Like, I know someone, and like, those questions were the very things that were setting me off.
Yeah.
So
how did that make you feel when they?
It was, at the start, it was anger and resentment, and at the time, I still was, and I still understand why I felt that way. Like, being so upset at my situation and taking it out upon the world, with people just trying to be help me kind of thing. So yeah, it was horrendous. But I backed myself in the corner where that's the only thing I could have done. I had to rock up to work. I had to go. And yeah, like, I did my best to hide it, but you could see. Everyone could see. And there wasn't so much their opinions, but it was more when I'd glance past the mirror and walk past and go, shit, am I really presenting myself in this way?
Yeah.
It was an embarrassment for myself to rock up to work looking the way I did for so long. Yeah, well, I wasn't happy. Wasn't happy at all.
But you knew you had to keep going.
I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice. Yeah.
The corticosteroid, the prednisolone.
Yep.
That's when I knew I was fucked.
Last Thursday.
When it didn't work. When the immune suppressants didn't work at all. When the prednisolone, like, it just didn't even make it better. It actually, like, still continually got worse.
Like, they gave you one of the
max.
Yeah,
I had
potent things they can give you.
Yeah, and 2 tablets for 5 days. I had pharmacists question me over the doctor and the dosages. Like, before I left, like, I had to go speak to a pharmacist because they were like, "What the fuck have you been given?" And then, like, they saw how fucking red I was, and they were like, "Oh yeah, shit, like, yeah, take that for sure. Like, you need that." Like, 1 tablet for 3 days is like what I used to be on. And then I took 2 for 5, 1 for 3, half for 3. Horrendous. Still the same. That was at the moment, and because I did the bloods with you, and then as soon as I did the bloods, I started taking it that day. I was like, "Oh, I'll get relief," and then I didn't, and I was like, "Oh no, like, I'm about to get hit with a wave of shit." And that was probably the time of this call when I was like, I'm the most fearful because I don't know what's around the corner, but I know something's coming.
What do you mean by that?
Well, the immune suppressant shuts everything down.
What do you mean something's coming around the corner?
With prednisolone, it shuts everything down on your immune system. It suppresses
Side effects.
Yeah. So then when I took that and nothing got better, I knew I was going to get hit with something way worse, and I didn't know what that beast looked like. And going through what I went through, I wasn't prepared, and there's no way you can be prepared for it. I think, honestly, the element of surprise is probably what would have saved me, because I don't know what I would have done if I knew I had to go through this. I don't know if I would have even gotten to the stage I'm at now. Like it really rocked me, like horrifically rocked me. Yeah, I lost. I was not just a shell of myself. I just lost who I was as a person. I wasn't me. You know, my birthday, Christmas, New Year's, all that. Like I try and forget as much as I can because it wasn't me. You know, the end of 22 was a different person.
It wasn't you.
Yeah, I refuse to let that. I don't know how to explain it, but like that. Yeah, I don't want people to. I didn't want anyone to look at me or know that was me. It's almost like it was a stain on my image, a stain on who I was as a person.
Because they knew you as a certain type of person, and then you changed.
Yeah,
And you didn't want to. It wasn't because of something you did necessarily.
And before that, I was like, it was the first time I'd been really happy with my body, my physique, everything. Like life was actually really good, and I was waking up excited to work, excited to go out, be a 22-year-old kid and just enjoy everything, and then to be on such a high and then have it all ripped away from me. I was like, oh no, this ain't me. But, you know, I look back now and go, fuck, you know, I've got to embrace that, yeah, I went through my version of hell, and it's actually gotten to a good place now where I'm at. But yeah.
I want to understand the hell more.
I hid away from everyone. If I'd have moved out, my family wouldn't have known. No one would have known I was going through this. Yeah. Again, I was very embarrassed of the way I was presenting myself.
That embarrassment almost made you not reach out. It's like you let as few people know as you possibly could.
Yeah.
And the less people you let in, the less opportunity you give yourself to get help.
Yeah. Yeah. I was scared. I was scared, man. I was
What?
Of what was happening, what was going to happen, and why no one knew what was going on. And you know, is this for life now? Is this going to hang around? Some people go through the withdrawals for years. I couldn't do this for years. Like, this is hell. Like, I can't. So yeah, that embarrassment was like, you know, it's not something I wanted to share publicly to anyone. And even when I was getting better, I didn't want to share anything publicly. If I had worked at an office job and I could have been on a Zoom call or just worked from home, no one would know. I would have stayed indoors for 4 or 5 months. I wouldn't choose to see anyone. Like, it's pretty embarrassing. Like, people look at you funny. You walk down the street, kids, you know, like, oh, look at him, he's sunburnt and stuff like that. Yeah, and even like my nieces and nephews, when I saw them, even when I was getting better, like, oh, you're sunburnt. And it's like, just kids, like, you don't understand, like, it's fine. But you know, from comments with strangers and stuff, like, the kids, they got hearts of gold. They don't mean it in an evil way, but you know, things like that. Like, I remember hearing it and just going home and like just bawling my eyes out, just going, fuck, like, am I really that bad? Is it that bad that people think I'm extremely sunburned? Yeah, and there was a few like little blips like that when I was just like, shit, this is a really serious situation that I'm in.
How many moments of like that did you have where you just, it was hard to control emotions and it was just overwhelming?
Definitely this call with you. I couldn't stop. I made sure no one was home because I knew I was going to sort of spill it all to you. I had to get that space. That, and a lot of, like, in terms of big moments, that, the text message I had to send to my best mate saying I didn't want to live, that was challenging. And just like little ones, like I think the little ones, like the people at work, like, is everything okay? Like, you don't look well. Like, people go away for a few weeks, they come back, and I've, you know, lost 22 kilos, and they're like, oh, like, is everything alright? I hid myself at work wearing jackets and pants, and it got too hot when I started wearing a shirt, and like, I wear a shirt, and it's the shirts that used to fit tight, I could now fit in extra smalls, and it's like, I've just gone from a large to an extra small in 6 weeks. Shit, Ben, is everything okay? And it's like, yeah, it's all good, but I just didn't want to talk about it. I just wanted to hide away from all that, and I was like, no, like, it'll be okay. And I came across as that person, but I was so scared and fearful. Was I going to be okay? You know, was I going to make a dumb decision and you know, finish up and not be here? Because that's how close I was. Like, I couldn't live like that. I just couldn't get through it day by day.
That message you sent your friend, when was that? I don't
That was
remember that.
I've actually got the date on my phone.
Do you have the message?
Yeah, I'll show it to you, man. 25th of November at 8 o'clock, night after this. It's the message.
The night after our call.
The night of. So we had our call at like 4 or 5 o'clock, and then I sent that message.
You want me to read it? Or do you okay with it?
Yeah, I don't mind if you read it. I don't mind if you read it, man.
Do you want to read it?
No, I don't want it. It's not me.
I like that. I like that, man. It's not you. That's an old you.
Mm.
That's a different man.
Yeah, it's not a man. It's someone else.
You haven't shown me this.
No one's seen it. Only.
Are you sure you want to show me? You're okay?
Yeah, man, absolutely.
I don't want to scare you or put a burden on you or anything, but I think it's important I share with you as you're my best mate. The last couple of weeks, my allergies and skin playing up really bad, it's really knocked my head. My depression has been awful, and I had a huge breakdown talking to Sandalis about it today, but I've recently felt like life really isn't worth living when I feel like this. And the will to live has been diminished so much these last few weeks. It's kind of emptiness when you try so many solutions and nothing works. Then you feel really alone because no one I know even remotely knows the current climate I'm in. It saddens me to write this to you because I realize just how impacted I am right now, but I feel the best thing for me to do is at least share with someone that I'm really struggling, and it's been a big challenge. I don't know, man. Never felt like this before, but sort of just wanted to get off my chest. Never cried more in my life. Talking to Sandalis about it today, but felt like the biggest weight lifted off my shoulders when I just spoke up. I'm not asking you to tell anyone or you have to do anything extra, but I just sort of need you as a shoulder to lean on right now and let me vent my shit. Sorry to dump it on you, but don't feel like I can talk to anyone else right now. Sandalis is confident this will give me some relief and things should look up, and now I'm looking towards some positivity. Just had to share this. Sorry if it brings you down and ruins your night, but had to get it off my chest. Lots of love.
Scared kid. Scared kid.
What was he scared of?
Not living. Wasn't sure if I'd make it.
Okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Just feel what you gotta feel, man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't know. It's just emptiness, pure emptiness. Yeah, like I can't explain it. Like, it was probably at the time I'd actually justified to myself the benefits of not being here anymore compared to going through everything. It was it wasn't a decision out of anger. It was actually a logical decision at the time to follow through with it, because I justified everything that played out, the pros and cons of everything, and it was just something not I wanted to do, but I felt like almost I had no other option. And it was, I remember I was like, oh, I'll just give it I'll give it a few more days. I'll jump on the call with you and see if maybe another approach can work. Yeah, I was too close, way too close, man. It now scares me thinking, like, just split decisions that I made at that time and how close I was to not being anywhere where I want to be. Yeah. It was hard, but I'm here.
Yes, you are.
It's something I'm really proud of, just to be able to wake up each day and just want to be here, you know, have a purpose, because for so long I didn't have a purpose. So many months just of nothingness, fear, and just worry and anxiety just wasn't there, man.
Was that one of the hardest moments? Was that like one of the moments for you that was the closest? That message in that day?
That was, cause he didn't even know. No one knew. That was hard. That was hard because my family doesn't even know this, man. Like, just you and him. No one else knows how close. In fact, he probably doesn't even know how close I was. He just got that message. It was hard. It was hard because I was coming out, but like I was coming out with something, but I didn't want to put weight on other people's shoulders. Like, I was like, like, this isn't it. Like, I don't want to go out and say, hey mate, like, I don't want to live anymore. And then him go, shit, I've got to do something about it. Because my biggest fear was, like, people would try and help me and speak to family or speak to friends and stuff. Like, I didn't want anyone to see this.
Yeah.
That was hard. That took me a long time to write that message. It took me a long time to write that.
So it was before that message was even written. When was that time for you where you were really in the cave?
Because I spoke to you Friday. That Wednesday, I was like...
2 days before.
2 days before, I was like, fuck this ain't worth it, like, there's no point. And that built up over weeks. It was...
What if I cancelled? What if something...
Yeah, like, that's the thing, I don't want to think about it, like... Yeah.
What if something happened? Like, what if I just needed to reschedule?
I don't know. Yeah, like, I don't know. It built up for a few weeks, and then Wednesday was like a big tipping point.
Yeah.
I can't remember what happened. I just remember that day for whatever reason. Like, I remember what happened. I just remember thoughts in my head, and I was like, oh, fuck this, whatever. Like, nothing's worth shit anymore. And then I don't know what pulled me out. I don't know. Like, you could ask me, you could go back to that time and I still wouldn't have an answer. And then, yeah, like, I don't know what stopped it. And then this happened Friday, and it was sort of, I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday, like, my lease was expiring, and then, you know, this call gave me, you know, another month renewal kind of thing. Like, that's how I sort of felt after the call. Was like, all right, cool, I got a new lease of life here. I've got a new few weeks to see if I can try something new and get some relief and some help. And then if that doesn't work, as I said, end up saying, like, my last hope, like, if this doesn't work, well, what is going to work? What's next? Yeah, man, that's... Yeah, it was only a few days. It was really close.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was way too close, bro. Way too close.
Forgive me for asking, but did you know how, if you were going to do it, did you know how?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
Really?
Mm. And then when I spoke to my psych and counsellor about it as well, yeah, I knew what I was going to do. Yeah. I don't even know how I got out from such a bad place, to be honest with you. Yeah.
You reached out.
Mm.
If I'm looking at this, you reached out and you gave yourself a glimmer of hope. A chance to be supported without feeling like you're a burden.
Mm.
You know, if there's a Ben, if for the Bens going through their own version of hell right now, you know, you've come through that and you're exiting the other side of that. What do you say to them? And they could be in the midst of that.
Mm.
What do you tell them?
Like, it's almost just take each day as it comes, because what you look like today will be different to what you look like tomorrow. What you feel today is different from tomorrow, and everything I read, everything I saw, everyone I spoke to, everyone's like, oh, it's months. You know, it's months. Like, you know, this will take a few months to build up resiliency. This will take a few months for this. And you don't think you're going to see past the week, let alone those months. But also, you know, like, for me now, I can only say this from my side now, like, it is worth fighting for. It is worth going through everyone's own version of hell. It is worth fighting for, because in that moment and those times, like, there's nothing to live for, there's nothing there for me. Whereas now, when I'm a completely different person, it's like, man, like, I've got so many possibilities here. Like, what an opportunity missed if I had have made a different decision.
Yeah.
What an opportunity missed. Yeah, day by day, man. You can't look any further.
Day by day.
You cannot look further. It causes too much anxiety and fear.
What did you tell yourself day to day as we started coaching and you got some hope?
Like, the hope took a while to kick in.
How long?
Honestly, like, it was almost, I think it was about mid-Jan was when I really could tie on to hope, when I could start sleeping.
So we started end of November, December, like
Was
a month
horrible.
and a half.
Yeah, December was fucking horrible.
What was it like?
That embarrassment sticks through. December was no sleep.
People say they don't sleep, right?
Oh, this is Jan.
But you experienced something different, and you touched on it earlier.
Well, so people are aware, like, my cortisol was fucked, yeah.
Oh, it was definitely.
Well, that was
elevated.
months after.
It was at sometimes a day dysfunctional, but you know, your inflammatory markers, your immune system was rampant. IgE was very high. It's like nights like these, like, look at that skin. What is that out of
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10?
And you can look at the notes. The top note.
Worst day, I reckon, bloody unbearable. And the sleep is 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Skin is on the opposite end, 9, 8.
And then you get, like, better a little bit. And then
And then there's a regression.
And then look, Monday,
And it goes
1.5 hours. And then I go and work for 8 hours off that. And it's just exhaustion. Yeah. And then it got better, and then it got worse again in January. It took another fucking real shit turn. So I started having some better hope mid-December. And then January towards, 8s and 9s there.
What did we do when we started? What was the things that started to help the most when we started working together?
I reckon deciding to go and see that counsellor and psych really pointed me in the right direction of where to look.
Did we talk about that?
No, we didn't. Like, I guess it's not like an awful lot to share with it. It was just.
But did we talk about going to see one?
Yeah. You.
I think when you said
You
it to me,
recommended.
I tried to make sure you got support.
I had to.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. First night I was able to sleep over 5 hours.
What day?
The night I moved out, still struggling throughout the day.
Community groups.
Yeah. Fuck. That was
Remember?
huge. That's when I sort of realised this is an eczema. I'm going through the withdrawal. It was only when I started reaching out to community groups and speaking and having a look, I was like, I knew it wasn't eczema. I knew something was wrong, clearly, but I didn't know what it was. And then that's when everything that I was experiencing, feeling, going through, I realised was actually topical steroid withdrawal, not
eczema.
Not eczema. Eczema was there, but this was why. Who the fuck doesn't sleep because they were a bit itchy with a little bit of eczema? Like, no one. Why am I caked red? You know, why do I look sunburnt like people see me?
But see, that's... You felt so alone and by yourself, and like there was no one else there. What was so important is that we found people, and you found people who've gone through versions of what you've gone through, and even worse, right?
Way worse. Fuck, man, way worse. There are some fucked things I see in these groups. Like, my version of hell is like a 2-3 out of 10 for what some of these people post. And that's also, because I found those groups, late November. Man, that's what fucking added so much fear as well.
You thought it was going to go in that direction.
And the duration, people like 5 years. I'm like, fuck yeah, like 5 years, like, I'm not going to wait around and I'm not going to let what someone else is going through dictate my mentality on it. I was like, cool, I'm part of a big community now, like, we're all fighting this fucking beast of a thing, we're all together, but, man, fuck that, I ain't waiting 5 years to get over this. My mentality at the time was I wasn't even going to last a fucking month and week, let alone a year, 5 years. No, I wasn't going to let that happen at all. And that's, we tried everything, literally fucking everything.
Yeah, we worked on sleep, we looked at blood work. I then, like, you found someone, an incredible naturopath who specialised in the skin. We started working together. We laid things on top, and we looked at everything.
I wasn't going to leave any stone unturned to get out of what I was going through. It was either try everything or not live, and that mentality shift to try everything was just the last grasp. And yeah, fuck, we did literally everything.
Yeah, man, like,
red light therapy, fucking borrowing that panel off bed, like, God, everything, man.
And then, like, we had so many supplements and compounds. You filled my entire supplement tracker. Like, you know... Jesus. And everything warranted, everything, not like trying random shit here, like everything methodically picked with expert guidance from other people.
It was crazy. And so from November, October, all costs, supplements, yourself, other specialists, immune therapy, red light, everything. I'm looking at about like $8.5 grand in like from Feb. Like 3 months, I didn't give a shit about money. Like, I was just like, fuck it.
Like, how much is your life worth?
What savings if I'm not going to live? Just fucking cash it, cash in on everything. So anything you suggested, like the second we get off the phone call, whatever supplement, express delivery, get it done. Like,
I love that about you so much.
It didn't matter. I was just like, oh, fuck it, we're bringing it in.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have time. I didn't have any time to wait. I had to do everything. So
I think that's one of the biggest and best character traits that you have and had during this experience, is that you weren't waiting around. You were tenacious, you were assertive, you're ambitious. You were like, if I'm going to do this, I need to give it everything.
And I think I remember referring to your mindset workshop.
Yeah.
Like,
what was that like?
That I remember actually like crying inside, like listening to you speak and stuff, and you actually asked me something and I gave you a really short answer because I was ready to burst out crying, because like I knew everything you were saying and I knew it would help me, but I couldn't be that. Like, I couldn't like, you were telling me, like, you know, basically be bulletproof, like, this is what works, this is mentality, this is the benefits, and I was like, I want to be that, but I couldn't be that. And only now that I'm getting better, I'm like, oh, okay, like, this is it, like, I know what you're going through. So it ticked me over in terms of like, I will get over this. I don't know when. I'm going to take it day by day, but I'm going to get over it. I am going to beat it. I am going to break through. And I had to. I eventually promised myself the 28th of November, get through the week smiling and find silver linings. That was my goal. I just wanted to get through a week. And then review, I got through. It wasn't even about anything, it was just fucking getting through a week. Like, it's all I wanted to do at that stage. Yeah, fuck.
When you look back on the months that we've been attacking this, is there a couple of things that we've done together that were significant and moved the needle the most, or is that too hard to say?
I don't know about like any one thing. Like, I'll refer back to that original call when I came out and told you everything. I think that changed the direction of the needle. I don't think it pushed it anywhere. I think it just, you know, twisted a little bit to point me in a better direction. Because looking back, nothing actually really improved for a little while after that. But it was just that slight change in direction that bought me more time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, until like mid-Jan, late Jan, when, man, I remember waking up and I was like, okay, like, I'm a bit white today, like, what's going on? I've been red for 3 months, like, why am I white? What's wrong?
Wow.
Like, and
There was some disbelief.
I didn't know.
Yeah, sleep.
Yeah, I didn't know what to look like. God. And then obviously went back into a mini relapse for a few days, and then look at that, like Saturday, Sunday, 10 hours of sleep each. From Monday, 2.5, 1 hours, 4 hours, 6.5, 4, and then when I could sleep, my body just collapsed. It's just exhaustion. He's a bit of a fighter. That guy, he fought through.
He fucking did. Fucking A, he did. You see him as different.
Yeah, dude, I refuse to believe that person's me. I'm glad he had to go through it all to get to where I am now. But they're different people. They're different people.
What was there a moment that he left you, that he died?
I don't know, like...
Or was it more gradual?
I think, there wasn't like a day when I was like, that's the old me now, this is new. It was just gradual and going, alright, like, I'm stepping out into a better person, I'm stepping out into a person I want to become. That guy that waved off little signs here and there, that guy who didn't pay attention, that guy who went through that, it's another person now. I'm acknowledging it, but I'm refusing to accept it, and I'm going in a completely different direction.
Alright.
And that's big, man. That's big for me.
What does that mean to you?
It's a refreshing feeling to almost let go of it now.
Yeah.
Like, again, bringing everything up now and being like, fuck, like, how painful it was, bad mental state, everything. Like, again, acknowledging I went through it, but, like, letting go of it and stepping out of it into a new phase with the person I want to be, the person I want to live, the person I want to become, my purpose, all that. It's just too far different from who that person was. And it's only a few months, but such a lot's happened.
I know when I was coaching you, this wasn't as bad, right?
It's been
It's okay, man. Let it go, man. Let it go, man. There's one guy you can let it go with. It's me.
it's like the last 5, 6 months. It's exploded.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I don't know what's set it off, and it's just the last sort of, since around August, it's just gone nuts, and I'm like a shell of myself. It's been hard, man. It's been really hard. It's been challenging. I'm just lost, and I don't know what's setting it off. I gave you a list of allergies, and I don't touch them. Don't touch dairy, soy, gluten, everything. And then I wake up and it just absolute fits, a rash. I go into work and, everyone's like, "Oh, you okay? Like, you're really red. Like, is everything all right?" It's like, it's not me. It's not me. That's exactly where I'm at. I've got no idea. I've got no idea why it's all come about. I'm just so lost at the moment, man, and it kills me. It genuinely kills me.
When you say it kills you, what do you mean? Like, in what way? Because some people accept this; they just fucking live with the shitness of it. But this is not that for you. What do you feel?
No, it's just embarrassing. Like,
Okay.
you know, I can't go out. Like, I'm fucking like, you go out, you take photos of people, and you're like 3 shades red compared to everyone. It's like, it's not me. I don't like the look of it. The feeling, like, you're just fucking hot all the time and inflamed. The look of it, the feel of it, lack of sleep. Like, I can't sleep some nights. You wake up hot and bothered, scratching. It's just that thing that impacts every area of my life, and you can't pinpoint it, which is what kills me.
Yeah.
It's like, is it dust? You clean the fucking shit out of your room and you get a purifier. It's not that. Is it grass? Well, I close my room off so it's a spot where it's cool and, there's no dust. I clean my sheets. I do everything right. It's not that. I could fucking fast. I don't have to eat some days. And I've tried, like, in my power, everything I can. And you still wake up. It's just fucked, man. So, yeah, it impacts everything, unfortunately. It impacts everything. And what happened from fucking May, June, July, I was this confident person and I was loving life. And now I'm just...
It's a bit of a glow up to where we're at now, huh?
Hell yeah. What is it? What do you think and feel? Like, what's the comparison from that to now?
He's still got a similar mentality to what I've got now, like refusing to accept the situation, like refusing to accept that that's going to be a normal thing, like I'm a shell of myself. So I see the similarities, but I see someone there who is so full of fear and so full of fear, and that fear of the unknown and not knowing what's going to happen. And little do you know, like, a few days before, like, didn't want to be here. Whereas now, like I don't even know. There's not even one thing. Like, just everything. I'm looking there, like, I can just tell how fucking inflamed and bothered I am, and just hearing it in the voice. Whereas now I'm like, it's funny, I can't fathom it, and it's not long ago, but I can't put myself in that person's shoes. Like, it's too far from where I'm at now, and I'm too far away to go, I know how that guy feels. And it's only when I look at photos, videos, all this, and again, I've told you, I've watched this many times, that I go, fuck, like, he's in trouble, and like, it's a cry for help. It's just a cry for help at this stage. Yeah. I don't have anything else. Or anyone else. Everyone knew I was not okay, but no one knew the extent of how bad I was.
So you have to understand, you gotta be careful when you're in my position. And when you have people that come to you in this position, a part of you will feel like, oh, okay. I have to save his life now.
That's what it was. But again, as I say in a few moments' time, like, I don't want to scare you. I don't want to put that responsibility on your shoulders.
Yeah.
But if we fail to do this, there is no other option for me.
Why?
Yeah, that's a fun point.
Yeah, here it is.
Apologies, man. It's the first time I've let it out.
I'm glad you did.
That's my lie. That's my lie.
Yeah, that's a fucking why. Because you feel like a shell of yourself, man, and your ability to interact with the world in a confident way, you feel like has been taken from you, and you have no idea why.
Mm.
And you've tried
Literally.
things to solve on your own, and they don't really help.
Nothing at the moment, man, which kills me. Nothing.
I need you to know I'm going to do everything in my power to find a solution for you. I don't know the immediate solution right now. We're going to have to find it.
Mm.
Whether it's finding people 10 times smarter than me, experts in the world of this, we will do everything we can, because you cannot live like this.
No, man.
You
Well,
don't want to.
no, I wouldn't. Yeah, if it doesn't get better, I wouldn't. Like, that's how down the rabbit hole I've been.
Hey,
Yeah, it's...
yeah, really. It's like that.
Yeah, man.
When you say you wouldn't, do you understand what you're saying?
Yep. 100%. 100%.
Have you really felt like that? Have you had moments like that over since
Yeah.
August?
Yeah, bro. 100%. 100%. This has been the worst three-month period I've ever been through. Ever. And again, this is the first time I've spoken about it. So I don't want to put that pressure on you, but like, you know, I need the help. I need the help, and I need to get on top of it. Yeah, man, it's challenging. It's hard, but you know, I'm trying to keep positive. I'm trying to do everything I can to, yeah, bro.
Yeah, that gets me every time, huh? Gets me every time. Yeah. I need help. Yeah, I need help. I don't have anyone else. I don't know anyone else. And yeah, I still didn't even tell you that. It was 2 days prior. No. Yeah. I often thought, like, I wonder if, because I played through all these scenarios in my head all the time, what if, and I think when I booked the call with you, and then I was going through shit on Wednesday, I think a multitude of things stopped a few decisions from happening, but I think one of them was, obviously, like, you're playing through in your mind family reactions and friend reactions and everything, but more, I thought, in my mind, in a parallel, in a different universe, that you would have felt a sense of guilt for not talking to me earlier, and that sort of wanted me to at least hear you out on something.
Really?
Yeah.
Like if something happened before our call.
Yeah, so it's in a different world,
Yeah.
Wednesday went differently.
Yeah.
You know, how does... Obviously everyone reacts differently, but what does that do to a person like you who...
Yeah, I probably would have, man. Yeah, man, it probably would have, yep. Probably would have fucked me up for a little while.
And like all little things like that played in my mind was like, gave me those extra few days, to give me an extra few weeks,
Yeah.
to give me time, and using that time now, it's like, who's that guy?
Who is he?
Yeah, it's... Yeah. It's crazy.
Well, did I help you, Ben?
Fuck, yeah. God, I don't know where I'd be. I know where I'd be. I know where I'd be. Know where I'd be, 100%. But it's in the past.
It is.
Yeah. Onwards and upwards now, eh?
Can you articulate, to close off the conversation, can you articulate like how differently you feel and look now?
Well, looks, yeah. Look sums it up. I got all those you're going to do side-to-side photos and show people and show the world the difference in looks, because it's crazy. From January to April, like 3 months. How? The human body's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, crazy. I don't wake up each day not wanting to get through. I wake up now tasked, purposeful, ready to take on challenges. If there's one thing going through this has taught me, it's that if I can get through that, give me your best shot. Like, I'll fucking do anything now. And I'm using that every day. Like, that guy who was confident before all this wouldn't have trained when he was tired, or would let excuses seep in, whereas now I'm like, I ain't give a fuck. Like, I'm training, I am doing this, I'm going here, I'm not letting shit stop me. And seeing what my body's gone through and how it's transitioned to the person I'm embodying and the mentality I've got today, I'm more excited about the big challenges coming up and how I'm going to tackle them. That's where I'm at. Like, what next?
And there was no room for that type of thinking a few months ago. Like,
oh God, no.
You weren't thinking about purpose, life, and goals, and business, and
week, day to day.
Yeah, just survive.
It was survival. It was for a lot of the day working in a very person-dominant industry. It was put on a mask, get through, not a COVID mask, put on a fake person mentality, live an alter ego for a day, get home, let it out to myself, repeat until it gets better. Not knowing if it's going to get better, but just repeat day to day until where we're at now. Different person. I'm fucking white again.
Yes, you are.
I'm pale again. Like, I've been white my whole life, and then I get fucking sunburned apparently, and now I'm back being white. So,
how good is that?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I can't fathom it. I just can't.
You sleep through the night?
I sleep, wake up not tired. I can train. I can get hot and sweaty without fucking dying. Like,
right.
Yeah, different beast.
So what are you looking forward to now? Like, what's on the horizon now? Like, what are you going to do with this newfound identity that you have, and continue to maintain and improve and refine?
I hope by sharing this, I can help more people and help them more, and provide an impact that you've provided for me, for people who, whether it's topical steroid withdrawal, help them through that, or their own version of help.
Yeah.
Like, I'd feel sick if I missed an opportunity to help someone and something like that in that parallel world happens. It'd rock me. So I don't want that at all. I want to help as many people. I want to branch out, and I want people to... I don't find this a bit of an odd thing to say. I don't find this inspiring kind of thing as much as some other people have told me, because I didn't have any other options. When I ruled out taking my life or this, it was that. For me, the inspiration comes from people who have many options and choose the best ones all the time, despite little things pulling them in each direction. But for other people who see this and my transformation and they're, G'd up by it, inspired by it, like, I'm even a bit G'd up now myself, like, but those people who, can harness that energy and use it, I want to see them, do special things. Do fucking special things, man.
Do you think that then gives purpose and meaning to your suffering and hell?
It gives, I don't like that person and what he went through, but if what I went through and suffered for can now provide value, and it helps just one person to break through there, to see another day, another week. If it just helps one person, then everything I went through was worth it. Absolutely. Giving myself those extra days when I didn't want to give myself an hour, it's all worth it then.
I think you will find in enough time that it'll come back round, and the suffering that you went through will be rewarded, is being rewarded not only by your own newfound identity, but by possibly giving hope and saving someone else.
That's my new purpose, man.
Really.
Helping people get through their versions of hell. We all go through something different, but my 10 out of 10 is just as bad as your 10 out of 10 from each perspective. Man, thank you for letting me be me.
I'm so proud of you, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
Man, you fucking...
It got through, huh?
You fucking got through, man. Resilient. That's what I told you all those years ago, man.
Fuck, the name, huh? Benny Resilient Chocho.
Look at it come to fruition now.
Yeah. Fuck, yeah. I forgot all about that.
No, I didn't.